The owner of the landmark Los Angeles Deli, Langer, says he might be closing it all down because of crime in the area. Norm Langer says he's not getting anywhere with City Hall to do something about the issues stemming from nearby MacArthur Park.
I don't go to MacArthur Park.
KTLA's Alina Bovian live in LA's Westlake District. Actually inside Langer's. Good morning, Alina.
Good morning, Jess. That's right. We are inside and we can see that this place is still vibrant, still popular with its customers. So it's not a matter of not having enough business. It's simply an issue of safety. And this really is a symptom of a broader picture. Now, I do want to show you something. The reason for this talk today about the closure is because of an article that was written in the LA Times. And that over there is Mr. Norm Langer. He also spoke to the Times several times before talking about his family business. Right next door, you can see all the accolades that this restaurant has received over the years. So this place really is a big deal and people love it for the food and the nostalgia, the ambiance.
Sure, it's got everything we need.
But now this place may be closing after 77 years of business. But you can see inside here this morning, it is still very busy. This is a beloved establishment. The owner, 79-year-old Norm Langer, grew up working in this restaurant alongside his family. Traditional deli food famous for their pastrami sandwich.
And where's my verschlungene pastrami sandwiches?
And right across the street is MacArthur Park, also a very famous spot. Norm Langer telling the LA Times in a recent article, the neighborhood has just changed so much over the years that it's tough to stay open. The crime, the gang activity, the homeless population.
But other than that, forget it.
Langer also telling this Times, it's been an uphill battle to get city officials to clean up the streets, to restore public safety and make MacArthur Park a destination again rather than a place to avoid. He's been asking for things like improved lighting, increased police patrols, social services outreach, and targeted cleanup efforts here. Now also take a look at this. This is from Andrew Wolf, also telling the Times about the situation here. He says you'll see bodies on top of each other, completely passed out, with the stench of fentanyl everywhere. And as you look up to the alley, there's a fog from everyone smoking and people are walking around like zombies. It is a disgrace that it all exists.
Seems pretty normal.
Wow, 77 years. I feel bad for Mr. Langer, and it looks like the zombies are coming. I mean, what is going on in LA, Terry?
It just shows you what their priorities are. They will allow filth and drug deals and everything else in the city. They allow that stuff. Oh, but heaven forbid they go in and Langers and they don't have a lid on the chafing dish or something and fine Langers. That's what the restaurant, the health department does, is they love that money. The problem is that there's no money. They can't go over to that park and get any money out of it. So they just let that go. And how about the trash? My gosh, the trash. That's what I notice here in the Orlando area. I'm downtown Orlando a lot. There's no trash. It's beautiful. Now, are there some homeless people roaming around? There are some, very few. It is a liberal city. But anyway, why should a business that is profitable have to close because of the garbage that goes on around them? That's what law enforcement's for, and that's what enforcing the laws is all about.
That's what Mr. Langer said. He said it's not a financial decision at all. He said it's profitable. His business is doing well. But so even if you're profitable, which a lot of businesses in California aren't profitable because of the restrictions, but it's not about money. It's about safety. I mean, these people are fearing for their lives, and we just want to live in a safe place. We want to feel like, we can go to a restaurant and not have to worry about seeing fentanyl and drugs and oh my gosh. Anyway,
well, this is why people are leaving California. How long has this been going on? This was going on a decade ago, all of this stuff, and it just kept building and building, and they just kept saying, hey, not our problem, not our problem. We're not going to take care of it. And then it forces business. It's bad enough, as you said. It's hard enough to make a profit in California. Now you're making a profit, but you're dealing with all of this garbage in neighborhood. How unsafe do you think their patrons feel? So I bet you he would do a lot more business if patrons didn't have to walk past all that stuff just to get to his restaurant.
But Terry, they say that they care about the people. They care. They make these decisions for the people. They're saying that they do, but the actions, Terry, I'm gonna give you a thought here. Actions speak louder than words. So it doesn't matter what they say, but the actions they take, it doesn't match.
David, there's two things they care about. They care about power and they care about money. They don't care about the taxpayer. other than they want that taxpayer to pay them more taxes. But power and money, that's really what it's all about, especially in California, from the top down in California. Power and money. Just know that.
Well, we're just bringing you the stories. We're just here. We're messengers, and we're just sharing these crazy stories.
In a story you'll only see on KCRA3, the California legislature has quietly spent millions of taxpayer dollars sending rocks to and from Italy for the Capitol Annex project.
Whoa, wait. What do you mean?
The Annex project is currently at the center of an environmental lawsuit, but a small group of people is making decisions to move forward with it anyway.
KCRA3 Capitol correspondent Ashley Zavala has been digging into this for months now, and she's here today with what's going on with all these rocks.
Golston, the Capitol Annex is a large $1 billion project, and it has been years since the legislature actively updated the public on it. Now it's under even more scrutiny now as the state is strapped for cash with a budget shortfall in the tens of billions of dollars. That lawsuit is related to some environmental decisions about pieces of the project, but the legislature has been using that as an excuse to stay tight-lipped about how they're overall using your money. We've uncovered how some of that money is being used, and it's raising even more questions.
Really? What a shock.
Blocked from public view, California's billion-dollar Capitol Annex project is underway.
I would say that it is a project that is somewhat shrouded in mystery.
This is a large expenditure of taxpayer dollars for what is ultimately an important part of the People's House.
The future of the People's House being secretly determined by a small group inside the legislature known as the Joint Rules Committee. That group decided to quietly spend $5.2 million this year, sending granite to and from Italy for stonework. The project began at this quarry in Raymond, California, where 2 million pounds of rocks were mined for the project. Then, those 2 million pounds shipped to Italy by boat. There in central Italy, a company called the Santucci Group is now finishing the stone that will go on the exterior of the first level of the eventual new Capitol Annex.
It does sound like a decision that certainly would raise some eyebrows.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
Back in Sacramento, Dick Cowan is the former chairman of the State Historic Capitol Commission and has sued the legislature over the project. He's been questioning this particular piece of it.
Rather than doing that finish work here in America, where we certainly have the capability, or in California, which would be the best of all worlds.
That makes a lot of sense.
What do these people have? Rocks in their head? I mean, they're sending rocks thousands and thousands of miles. I don't get it. I mean, come on. And $1 billion? What maybe they could give it to the people. I mean, I think every time, Terry, you always say that they don't really care about the people. They care about the rocks more than the people.
Well, that's absolutely right. And boy, David, you just said it. Give it to the people. In their minds, California taxpayer money is theirs. It's not the taxpayers. It's theirs. It's theirs to spend as they want to. They've got this shrouded in secrecy on this capital expansion. Oh, and that's what we need in California. We need a bigger state house so there can be more government. So let's do $1 billion project when they have a deficit that's, some say 46 billion. I've heard as high as 70 billion, although they do these smoke and mirrors to close these loopholes. But yeah, it's ridiculous that they spend all of this money. But I will tell you, I said this years ago, the California legislature looks at the taxpayer as serving them. They're not public servants. They are served by the constituents with their money and everything, their regulations and everything else. It's just, oh my gosh, the way they waste money out there just never ceases to astound me.
And it's scary too, because they're actually trying to outsource it to another country when they say that they could actually do just as good a job here in the States. I mean, think about it. In this election year, I know we don't want to get too political, but I mean, that's the direction. Maybe they just feel like we should help other countries more than we help our own citizens. At least that's what they do in California. But if you're thinking about leaving California, we tell you all the time, it might be time to really make that move. Right, Terry?
Well, yeah. And here's the thing. As you said, they said it's cheaper. Since when does the California legislature about doing things fiscally responsible? They don't care about that. Those people don't care a whit about it. All they care about is power and money. Well, I think I've said that before.
Well, I think I said that they've got rocks in their head. So again, thank you guys for tuning in and listening. And again, we're just bringing you what's going on in California and the craziness. And if you're thinking about getting out, please give us a call. We would love to talk to you more.
It's never too early to get out. That's what we hear, right? What do we hear when we go on tours? I wish I had left.
I would have done it sooner.
Yes, yes.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.